These books are an example of some of the kind of mom time adult sort of books. These two says fun schooling for moms of preschoolers, but this is all some great advice about how toddlers and very young children think and how to speak more clearly to them in the way that they would understand, to kind of, you know, stop some of the problems that you might have. For instance, instead of saying to a child, don't tear the pages of a book, you can say, look at that picture in the book. You know, some stuff that some of us might be like, well, yeah, duh. But if you're having your first child, or if you're a dad, you might not think of those things right away. So that's just like a fun little book that has some great advice. This is actually, I think this is written by the author's mother, so she has some experience as a mom and as a grandma, so that's kind of fun. And then this dad time one really can be used by moms as well, I should say, because it's very fun. But this one, unlike the mom books, this is actually to do with the kids. So if you wanted to get one thing and once a week go the whole thinking tree kind of sort of fun interactive artistic way of doing it, you can use this book and have the kids either trade off, take turns. You can write for them if they're too young to write. They have logic pages that you can do together, take turns on. Nature time, teach your kids about history, what is so important about today's date. You can do some of that, and you do this however you want to teach it. This is just like a skeleton guide to like a jumping off point. Yesterday's news, learning about occupations, so you can kind of nice discussion about that and write what people say. Another learning about occupations. And this is really funny. There's animal quizzes all throughout it. How much do you know about this animal? Can you draw the animal's habitat, food, and enemies? So the younger kids maybe could draw some of the habitat, food, and enemies here, and then the older kids and the dad or the mom could, or the grandparent could maybe talk about some of these. So how would you rate it? Swimming. I guess if it's a sea snail, then, you know, that could be pretty high. Jumping, running, hunting, hiding, climbing, flying, gliding, helping humans, building, traveling, and you can rate how the creature, in this case a snail, would fall on each one of these. So that's just kind of a fun, I can imagine a lot of laughing going on with some kids and their parent or grandparent talking about that. Plan meals. This could be really fun. Give the mom a break a little bit if they're going to plan meals together. Reading times could be like read aloud. Copy work to do here. This could be done by an older child, you know, if you don't have, or you can skip that and save it for a whole nother year and then just do the copy pages completely different time. You don't have to do these in order, which is really nice about it. Word hunt. I could see everybody running around the house looking for words. Movie watching, documentary, educational, Bible time, talk about or tell a Bible story. And this is pretty open-ended. I mean, you could write down things that they say. You could write down, have an older child write down the Bible verse, like copy it or summarize or something like that. And math time, and these, I have to say, I mean, you can do a lot with a grid. You could make up beading designs. You could keep track, you know, play a game and then graph out points on something like this. So there's a lot of stuff to do in here, and this is a really, really, really thick book. So this one, 365 activities. You could do 1 page a day. I think that's what it is, 1 page a day for the whole year, or you could you know, do a couple a week or something like that and use it for a really long time. So the mom books, like this one and this one, these are more to do by yourself. There are some that have, you know, drawing time to do together, but this one is mostly just for the mom. You just have a place to think about things, read your own books, which I feel like I never get to, so that's really great to actually be able to. I had a kid got to color that one. But just to it's just nice sometimes to be reminded that you're supposed to do something for you as the homeschooling mom. And this actually wouldn't even have to be for homeschoolers. There's some that aren't called homeschooling handbooks. Some are titled differently, and they could be used for any mom or grandma or even a teenager. And this one, How to Escape the Digital World, this one has some coloring, and it's just sort of therapeutic, has nice questions to ask, and I believe it's 10 days. You commit to 45 minutes for 10 days to work on this and just be off of a screen to work in your book. And it has thoughtful questions, thoughtful quotes, and if you find yourself getting stuck online too much and wasting time, this is a really nice book to calm down. I've actually found I really like going through this some before I go to sleep. It really calms me down. Another one, this one is a little picture book, but you can color it if you want, which I started doing because I thought that was a neat idea to color it. So I've just been enjoying using it like an adult coloring book, and then also reading to my girls from this book. And this one is brand new that I got, so I haven't written in it at all. This one is a cafe coloring calendar. So and I like that it doesn't have the month. You can put whatever month and you can fill in the numbers in there. And then color and think about what you're going to do, maybe make plans. So the first part is all that, and then they have important dates. And they have coloring, what brings you hope, some nice devotional doodling area in the back here, and information, and so forth. So this is just really nice little kind of handheld, throw it in your purse type of calendar. And then this one is an adult coloring book, or probably for older kids too, or even younger kids if they really like it. There are no lines in this one. These are just the coloring pages, although you could write on these blank spots. I mean, if it doesn't leak through too much, you totally could. So anyway, this one is a thinner one. It just has all the coloring page pictures. And this one is the same as that one. I had it spiral bound. It's the same as that one, only it is a coloring book, sketchbook, and journal. So I have a lot of visual journal type things in here and I don't do this in order. The first part is basically all the coloring pages like this one, and then the whole middle section is lined pages, which apparently I like the coloring pages best. And then in the back there's places to sketch, or I let my kids color in it some too, and I had 2 kids coloring in there. So, and this is a good example of one way that I use my girls' Bible study verses. When they write their verses down, I'll copy one or sometimes all. Here's a page with all of them. I copied down all the girls' verses, and then I copied one of the pictures. So, it keeps me a little busy while I'm waiting for them, because some of them are a little slower doing their copying and coloring. So, you can use it for something like that if you want. I like to take it to church and color while I'm listening. So I have some that I've colored while I've been listening to a sermon, or something like that. If you took a class, you could certainly bring something like this and take notes and color at the same time. So it's really fun. My husband helped me color a few pages in church as well, which is really fun. So anyway, there's lots of ways to use these, and there's a lot more of the mom books. There's several more of the actual journal type books, and then there's other coloring books. There's a lot of other coloring books, and so forth. So this is an example of what you could do with them and kind of the idea of what they're all about.